Hi, my name is Jenny, and I want to thank you for stopping at our store. If you have a moment, I would like to tell you all about Country Ovens and Cherry De-Lite. That'll be easy for me because Mike and Kathy, owners of Country Ovens, are my parents. My parents started this business with an inspiration and a lot of determination. It is the American dream, starting your own business from nothing and watching it grow into success. Friends and visitors always ask, how did this all get started? Here's the story. My parents operated a dairy farm not too far from here. In 1986, one of Mike's friends asked him why somebody in Door County didn't dry and package some of those delicious Door County tart cherries. After giving it some thought, Mike asked his wife Kathy if she would dry some cherries to find out what they would be like. Kathy had this Ronco dehydrator she picked up at a garage sale one day for $15. She said, "Mike, get me some cherries and I'll see what I can do." So, after drying some cherries during the next few months with their Ronco dehydrator, Mike and Kathy passed out samples to their friends and found out that they all thought the product was just super. So, January of 1987, my parents started plans for operating Country Ovens Limited, and they decided to call their product Cherry De-Lite. By Memorial Day, they began producing the best dried cherries you could imagine. Their working crew consisted of Mike and Kathy, along with 2 other employees. The 4 of them during the first 3 to 4 months of operation did everything. The dehydrating, packaging, labeling, shipping, everything. Well, Cherry De-Lite was an immediate success. Sales took off during the first summer in 1987 and doubled the next year, and the next, and the next. At first, the cherry processing facility was all in one room in a little building right down the street from here. Visitors couldn't come in for tours at that time, although they wanted to see where those quote little dried cherries came from, and they wanted to find out how Cherry De-Lite was made. So when Mike and Kathy decided to expand their facility to this present location, they added this new, attractive Cherry De-Lite store, and of course, this makes it possible for visitors to purchase various products and to find out how the cherries are processed. Only fancy grade A Door County cherries are used here at Country Ovens. And in this business, as in so many others, the quality of the product that you start with determines what the quality of your end product is going to be. If you compare this with canning the vegetables that you raise in your own garden, you probably only can the best vegetables that you grow. So the product that you end up with will be your very best product. Well, Country Ovens uses a great product to start with, and the Cherry De-Lite end product is even better. Well, here's how it all works. The ripe cherries are picked or shaken from the trees. Equipment used for shaking cherry trees varies from orchard to orchard. The shaker here is placed around the trunk of the tree and a tarp encircles the tree. The tractor gently shakes the tree just enough so that the ripe cherries fall into the tarp and are then unloaded into a bin of water to cool and prevent bruising. The cherries are hauled away to local processors. At the processing facility, the cherries remain in the bins and are cooled for approximately 4 hours to help firm the cherry before pitting. The cherries are then thoroughly washed. After that, the cherries move through a sequence of sorting equipment. Any cherries that are bruised or discolored are removed from the processing line. The cherries continue to move along a conveyor belt and are funneled into the cherry pitter. Each cherry drops into a hole of the large roller, and 52 pegs push the pits out of the cherries that then continue through the last computerized sensor. Any deformities, discoloration, pits, or inadequate sized cherries are removed from the line. This process helps to ensure Door County's best grade A cherry. The cherries are then placed in containers with a small amount of sugar, used as a preservative. All the cherries from Door County are taken to Green Bay where they're kept in cold storage. When Country Ovens built their new facility here in 1993, they wanted to be able to process cherries throughout the year. So they designed and built 2 freezers large enough to hold over 400,000 pounds of raw product. The cherries are brought in from Green Bay and stored here in plastic containers. Later, a pallet load of cherries is taken out of the freezer. The containers are dumped into 2 large bulk tanks in the warm oven room to thaw overnight. Cherries release about half their weight in the form of sweet cherry juice that is then put into 55-gallon barrels in the freezer. Later, it is bottled into this delicious cherry juice drink. Much of the juice is sold to wineries throughout the Midwest. Chances are that if you have had a cherry wine, the wine is made from the cherry juice of these fine cherries. This is the big new oven specifically designed by a friend of Mike and Kathy. It was then built locally by Thermotronics in Sturgeon Bay. Thermotronics has never made an oven designed for drying cherries before, and this one is computer driven to control the precise temperature and humidity levels needed throughout the drying process. The cherries are pumped from the bulk tanks to the trays where workers evenly spread the cherries to ensure consistent drying. 16 carts holding about 7,000 pounds of cherries are dried on a daily basis. It takes about 8 pounds of fresh cherries to make 1 pound of dried cherries. The cherries are dried slowly through the day and overnight. The slow process assures the finest quality product. Initially, the cherries were scraped off the trays by hand. This is the new scraping machine, which operates on an air compressor system. The blades remove the cherries from the trays with very little effort. After the blade removes the dried cherries, they are put in their plastic containers and stored until packaged. In the packaging department, the dried cherries are poured out and thoroughly mixed. Everything is done by hand, weighed by hand, sealed by hand, labeled and boxed by hand. The packaging is an air barrier material, and once the cherries are packed, they're good for an indefinite period of time. Almost any size package can be made using this system. Many people ask why our cherries are so tart and taste so good compared to all the others. It is a little secret that I will share with you. Our cherries are lightly sweetened with sugar, and our cherries are not infused with corn syrup like some other companies do. Oh, and one other thing, we do not coat our cherries with oil. Why would anyone want to cover up a great tart cherry taste with oil? So, what is a cherry delight? It is a dried cherry made from a grade A cherry, lightly sweetened, then dried slowly to enhance the flavor. The cherries are packaged in an air barrier material to preserve the ultimate flavor. Cherry delights are available in snack sizes, family sizes, and for the ultimate cherry lover, larger pillow sizes. It seems like once people try them, they like to take them home in larger quantities. Our products are sold in Door County markets and here in the Cherry De-Lite store and throughout selected stores throughout the country. The cherries can be shipped almost anywhere from Country Ovens, and if they're kept in airtight containers, they'll last as long as you like. They are also available in 10-pound units for bulk and institutional sales. It's amazing to know that Country Ovens has processed over 1 million pounds in a year, and all this by hand. Before you leave, be sure to take a retail brochure with you. We ship products to our customers every day. You can order from our website, our retail catalog, or just call us, and our friendly, experienced staff will be happy to help you. Keep us in mind for your holiday gift giving or any other special occasion. Well, there you have the story of one of Door County's best, Country Ovens, maker of Door County Cherry Delight. We certainly appreciate you taking time and visiting us here today in beautiful Door County. We hope you enjoy your stay, and we hope you have a very delightful day.